following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
If she doesn't call soon, there is someone I could talk to who could get that information for us.
Someone else?
And the flight trajectory might be easier for him to acquire than for Fuba. At least it wouldn't put her at risk.
There's something I need to talk to you about as well, regarding your parents. I don't know if you want to discuss it in private, or you don't mind discussing it with your new friends.
Anything can be said in front of my captain. And Tiala.
Thank you, Zalo.
Your parents are currently safe, but I don't know how long that would last. My father will no doubt know that you were somewhat responsible for what happened with my team. The only reason I overheard something months ago. The only reason he hasn't taken any steps to do anything to them is your father's still somewhat of an important man, and he, no offense, these are his words, not mine, he didn't think you would have the spine to do anything after you fled the fleet anyway, so he didn't feel the need to endanger them.
Well, he was right. I didn't.
But you're doing something now.
Just remember your father brought an important ship into the fleet.
And it's not like he's exactly alone. I guess I can't help that.
I would advise, if there's anybody else on the fleet that you can trust, you enlist their help to protect your parents one way or another.
What about that Krogan Burt Pants or whatever his name was?
Got him doing it.
I just don't know if I bring it up here. I guess I'll send Logan a quick message. Should I tell her about Gorak?
Yes. Might help her do things.
We actually... There's someone else on the fleet. If he's... where he's hoping to get, he should be on Pathrazor again. That's actually working for us. I think you should know about.
Well, absolutely, I should know about it. If Uber and I are both helping you on this, if there's anyone else that can help.
You remember Gorak? One of
course,
the only Krogan on the fleet, I believe.
He's mentioned in the briefly.
He didn't know either. He tracked me down at the medal ceremony for the Sari Star thing that we did.
So that's why he took that time off at the same time.
I told him, and he went back to the fleet to keep an eye on them.
And you're still in contact with him?
I do have an address, but I can't be 100% sure it's still secure. I asked him to look out for my parents as well, where he could. But if he's back on the team, then he won't be. Always at hand.
You might want to get him to... I don't know if getting them out of the fleet is too bold a move, but... My father, knowing that you were directly involved in what happened to Team Alpha, might make some kind of power move against them or threaten them.
Especially
to stop you.
when he hears that you've passed away.
How petrified is she? I mean, how much does she believe that this is what is going to be the next step of it?
Oh, you're doing a scan?
Oh, yeah.
Make a roll.
It's 8 on the die.
18 on the die.
Yep.
Yeah, she's pretty concerned.
Because she knows her father, and if she believes that he'll do it, this is what I'm trying to feel for you.
She does seem genuinely concerned.
I think it might be a good idea to possibly have a contingency in place.
I'll need to come up with another code to communicate to him with. Maybe I could just translate it into some Krogan language.
Just so they could translate it back to Borean.
Oh, if they have access to it. I don't know.
Send it through Fuba when she next contacts you.
That would be the best place.
And we would also find out if she's on the
If you
same
can tell
team.
Fuba that he can be trusted.
Then she'll know that she has some backup. She's not by herself.
That would give her... This is good news. Well, potentially. Fuba's very young, very small, and physically not very strong. If she's got somebody who's as big and strong as Gorak in her corner, might give her a little bit more confidence she previously didn't have.
The biggest question I've got, and I wasn't able to ask her, is would she be willing to kill again? Like, before. Because I've seen it before that, yep, she's willing to go back undercover, but she's not as deep as she was before.
Fuba,
What was her mission role?
she was mostly communications and tech. I break down her character even in the documentation, even though she's...
I'll read it once you've sent it to me. I'll go through it.
Even though she is working for us, I thought you should know.
No, it's perfect. Did you by chance write one of yourself as well?
No. What do you want to know?
What you're good at?
Tactics, analysis, strategy.
How's your electronics and your ability to infiltrate?
Infiltrating is all fine. I'm no tech expert. Not really. I was also the pilot.
Oh, maybe we could get someone to fly our ships for us now.
I was going to say it. I was waiting for Logan to have it if he was going to say anything.
She wasn't as good as me or anything, but... Zalo actually says...
So, Kanye, how many planets have you banged ships into?
Well, look, if you don't take risks when you're flying, you never develop, right?
That,
The ship is usually positioned parallel to the ground when coming in for a landing, is all I'm saying.
another question then. How many sky cars have you crashed into parked stationary items? That's 2 for 2.
She probably hasn't flown any sky cars.
I never asked that, did I?
No.
Just a sly grin on the face.
I feel like I'm being picked out again.
You always were reckless with your flying. But he had some ingenuity in that regard as well. Oh.
Of course!
It did that thing again where I went to load up Gmail because I was going to send the thing to Stephen and it crashed.
Because that's what you want.
Yeah.
Old out of date missions on the back.
What would you say your biggest weakness would be?
Bullets.
Shims, apparently.
I'm not best shooting a gun. But I can doubt myself sometimes. I'm not very personable. Like, I don't really have friends because I focus purely on academic pursuits, and my father was constantly grooming me for command in the future, and that's all I... Yeah, I know, that's why I hesitated using that word, but that's the most accurate.
Sorry, it's just, some words have been kind of ruined, and I know that there's an innocent way of using that phrase, but...
So I didn't tend to necessarily make a lot of friends or get along with other Quarians.
That's all good.
Your father being an admiral did make it pretty intimidating to approach you.
Try being his daughter.
Yes.
Insisting that you get the best marks in school, pushing you to become the student president on the ship you were on. So I spent all my time when others were playing and having fun doing additional work.
Your student president was always the worst. No, Zalo, don't steal that laser torch.
You aren't supposed to be stealing things.
Well, they weren't giving them to me, and I desperately needed them, so...
Because to have them.
Well, yes, but also to use them.
I thought you would know better about the well-being of the fleet as a whole. It means no taking from each
It
other.
was for the well-being of them. It was readjusting the armor plates on the outside of our living quarters.
And why didn't you just put in a requisition for the twins?
Because they wouldn't let me do it. I was like 10.
You shouldn't be doing such an important job at the age of 10.
Ah, it's nonsense.
Okay, you get a parachute there.
Like me flying anything.
Sounds like you two are going to get on like a house on fire.
That sounds like not very good.
What do you think, Rover? Am I there yet?
Oh yeah, well, we might as well flick back to Rover for a bit to do some catch-up. Where is Rover at the moment?
Rover is basically going to have to go to. It basically needs like film prop level things. So, the big costume trunk kind of thing. Like it'd be used for luggage and costumes and stuff like that. So, getting that and like the basic stuff for the Vasquez.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The mail has now loaded without crashing the system.
Nice.
Okay, sweet. So you're getting like, the stuff you couldn't get at the clothing shop. That's like accoutrements for the character.
Yeah. It's just so it looks like stuff that should be on a movie set. Kind of.
Cool. You could probably find it. Yeah, probably be more of like a costume place that has stuff like that. But you'd be looking for the slightly better quality. This isn't. You're not looking for the I wear this once for Halloween because it's not going to last much longer than that. You want something that's a bit better quality.
Just for the purposes of making it look like film star.
Cool. So you went you were after the headband. What else?
Pants. Like
Pants.
The rub-on brown for like.
Oh, like
The
the
face paint.
the smears or
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Camo
paint.
Well, that and I'm meant to look grubby, like I'm all beat up and stuff for the thing, but it's like
Oh, the
movie.
fake dirt.
Yeah.
Fake dirt.
It's like fake scratch decal that you put across one cheek or
Yeah.
across the brow or something. Are you going for any like prop weapons, like rubber knife, or like this is a gun but it's clearly a plastic gun that you can tell is just a one-piece mold, so there's no way they're going to stop you from taking it on.
See, there was a thing I was thinking about doing, about taking my actual gun and then just having like a false barrel thing put onto it so it looks like a prop, and then putting the real barrel in the trunk.
Oh, you get that horrible orange cap that they put on the tips of all the guns.
You know what that's for?
We could work some critical component of a gun back into what would be my racing suit that we could then detach and give back to you.
It's probably. Well, I mean, we have in the past had to work out how to smuggle in some weapons, so
We'll figure
probably,
it out.
Yeah. So I'd probably just pick up the trunk and then have to hire like a bigger vehicle to transport all of that back down to the docks.
Cool.
And then once they get to the docks, contact Tiala and just being like, I got some bigger merch for the disguise, and it's like, where would I store it? On the Sentinel.
The Sentinel for now.
Roger Dodger.
So the props aren't going to be like, because of the nature of them, they're not going to be too expensive. You're probably going to be looking at like, it's probably only be like 30 credits for everything.
Dang. Nice.
Because it's a lot of small things for the most part. The biggest thing would be the pants. And you can probably already just use one of your existing tank tops, so you probably don't even need to buy a new tank top if you want like the Vasquez style military. Yeah. That should be sent, by the way, Stephen.
Will have to cost myself a little bit something more because I do need to buy like big gold toopy earrings and all of that other cost.
The stuff to make your other stuff less classy.
More classic.
Sorry, more classy, less classy. Okay, yeah. So you want some hoop earrings? Are they going to be actual gold, or are you just going
yes, because that kind of stuff needs to show up on a scan, which is.
So if you're going for actual gold earrings, actually, let's actually see what it costs to get some tacky gold earrings in the real world.
I don't have the faintest clue whether those would be expensive or cheap.
I imagine they'd be cheap, but more expensive than you thought.
They'd be expensive by volume, but not by class.
Let's have a look.
Gold nowadays is everywhere, so when you go on the planet, it's like just sitting there.
Yeah, on the surface.
That's right.
Probably spent more on the drone shooting it onto the planet.
Okay, we've got.
Should be able to feel my pulse in the blister.
So we got prices ranging from 100 to like 400 and something.
Give me the really expensive, ostentatious ones.
Okay. 449. That's what your credit is for. I'll just say 450.
Alright. I'm not charging the party fund for those because those are mine now. It'd be 449, didn't it?
You said 450.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Check the
I
notes,
just
it's
rounded
there.
it up because I was like, that's a like most things in the book tend to be a little more rounded than the old modern day real life. They send every price with a 9 to make it sound cheap. It's 449. It's not 450. That's like $10 cheaper, right? That's what your mind thinks.
This is why humanity failed.
All this in the Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
Do I have to add that to the list?
That was.
No.
I mean, like, I haven't even had the slightest desire to see how bad it is. I just know it's bad.
I've never actually seen it either. No,
You don't
just-
want to.
Yeah. haven't
Oh,
got-
of course you've watched that.
Well, of course I
but you
watched
never
it.
saw Chariots of Fire.
Didn't you guys
What?
actually watch the Avatar film? To
We-
see how
Yes,
it
we
is?
did.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
him watch it with a riff track.
And
I've
that's
seen it twice because we watched it without the riff track and then with.
See, we started watching it, and I'm like, oh, I actually need to just stop us watching it. Because
The riff track for the
we haven't... This film leaps through the story, and we haven't even finished book 1, and it's like eaten into book 2 and 3 for bits. It's like,
That's right. I forgot that's
we've
where we
got to
stopped
stop, because spoilers for the good thing.
Yeah. I watched that in the cinema.
What is
How
wrong
much
with
did
you?
you pay for that?
Well, my dad paid for it, but
Why?
But it's paying money for it. That's the problem.
wow, it still owes you like $500.
yeah.
But yeah, so you get that stuff, and then you would
Squeaker, 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 bang.
Give to Zalo.
you would you and the girls would arrive back at the ship unless you've sent them up back with the unless you're sending them back with like their clothes and anything you don't need.
I assumed that they would take like their own outfits and everything home.
If you wanted to send them before you went out to get that extra stuff, absolutely, you can have done that, yeah. But yeah, then you can arrive at the ship and we will be caught up to where everything was. So Rover arrives.
At the Sentinel.
Oh, she's roaming at Sentinel.
That's for sure.
Well,
Take the
I
crate.
went to the Sentinel to drop off all of the gear.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the Nebuchadnezzar.
There we go.
Here we go.
Shut up! You're minimum volume. How can you still beep and drivel?
Airplane mode?
That's what I have to do, because no matter how many times I tell my dad, don't message me on a Wednesday night.
Why don't you put your phone on
How's it
silent?
there?
Should strip mode.
I don't want to see this.
See, my when I just push the volume down button, it turns everything to minimum, doesn't make any noise.
Yeah.
It
My
just,
vol- yeah.
All it does is go...
You put my volume all the way down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not even useful. It's like the scam email that's like your Uber number is blah 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 blah. It's like, fuck off.
See, like, I just leave mine on full and fully connected because I have no mates and I have not registered my number with any company, so... So it just stays silent like it always does.
Except for when Ray texts you on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah.
No. Superman. I don't even know if that's his current ring.
Nope. It's the John Cena music, but
Oh,
it's
that's
him
right.
doing it.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, Rosa arrives at the Nebuchadnezzar where everything else is.
What do you think, Rover? Because that's where we left off.
Yes, yeah.
Hours ago. Was that necessary?
About yes.
I actually don't remember what that was.
No, it was too long ago. I don't remember either.
Yeah. Oh, about me and Marto getting along,
Like a house on fire.
which doesn't sound like a good thing.
I've lit too many houses on fire. Well, not personally, but hi.
Aye. Have you had a look at the?
I'm going to go and put it on soon once everybody is
Actually,
finished
you'll
here.
have to put some work into it. The armor is separate and needs integrated into the rest of the suit.
I'm sure I can manage it. You've given me a toolkit after all as well.
I thought you might need one.
Looks expensive.
You need
Right.
good. You need good tools. And I wasn't sure if you had a fabricator. I just mostly make my own.
I wasn't given one in the Somni tool, and that's understandable. I should not be trusted with one.
We haven't gone out shopping yet.
I thought you just got back from
You
shopping.
need to take the Omni tool to get it loaded in.
What do I pay you people for?
Until she gets in the armor,
Perform magic, damn you.
lift things up.
That's not magic, that's space sorry mind boobs powers. Anyway, you guys handle this. I'm going to go inject more time into being with someone else.
That is a strange way to phrase that, Captain.
The other,
Oh, right, work. What's going on there?
So,
give him a quick rundown, but you know the place. I don't know the guy.
yeah. So the bartender of that Krogan bar that was giving me all of the tips and running a little bit of a pugilism, fight a
yeah,
Krogan.
you basically just get free drinks.
Yeah, he's been worried about some of his people just disappearing. They're being talked to by a little sort of weedy, wiry guy, and then they just disappear. So it's at the moment we kind of worried it might be a missing
Talent
person.
poaching.
You got the photo of him too, so
Yeah. He's worried that if it does become a missing persons thing, one, his people going missing, and two, CSEC will start poking around.
Wouldn't they be the best people for missing persons?
Probably, but that would interfere with the business of somebody I've got looking for, tips, and he's got the Sidewinder merch over the bar. So it's kind of, at the moment, I think it's kind of like a use.
Well, I guess we can have a look into it. What else are we doing with our time?
Sounds a little bit more than just
Call for
talent
appointment for the
poaching,
next
too.
mission.
Rosa Evans Battle. Apparently, we're stopping assassinations, and we never get a day off, do we?
No, that was earlier on today.
Sorry,
too.
what did you just say? I can't hear when one person's talking over another.
Prepping for the next mission, for this big mission.
Well, I've been doing that, so...
Mm.
Well, let's have a look.
You go have fun, I guess. Drags the crates of armor and clothes.
Do you want a hand with that?
I do not want to get in the way of your business.
You might contaminate her.
No, I mean moving it for her at least to whichever room she wants.
You know, it doesn't look that heavy.
It's fine. Most of this one's just cloth. That's a nice red. That will work well.
What other stuff does she need here? What will we pick up?
More powerful computer.
Right.
One capable of assisting with speculative tactical planning. So they're not cheap.
You want it connected to anything else?
No, not right now.
Understood. Just extranet.
Anything that can give me access to nav computer data would be very helpful. For plotting,
An
potential
on the
next.
ship should be able to
If
do
you
that.
hook this to the front computer, at least then we should just update and put the new computer on to run it.
Done.
Thank you. I'll go get changed and leave you to your
Understand I'm going to a bar.
your mission.
Well, who wants to be the one that does the fighting? You or Rosa?
Well, I've already done it once, so do you want a free beer?
Oh, nice. You actually... I kind of wussed out. I wasn't going to do that without wearing some kind of armor. Last time I was there, I was in civvies, and ain't no way I'm fighting a Krogan.
No, let's at least go and have a look. Need anything, just call.
Of course, I've got your details. If you've got any questions about that analysis, call.
Do you know much about Zolo's parents' ship?
A little bit.
Make a plan. How to get them out. How would you do it?
Considering he has Gorak in his pocket, I
Did-
would use that to the full advantage.
So make plans with using him and not using him.
And we're also probably going to want to plan for your father's ship.
That I know more about.
Well, you've got something to go on then. Let's go.
Two things we wanted.
When did he install this strip of
Elevator.
coal on this ship?
And before Rosa goes, and tomato.
3.
Beware the space pickles. Don't mess around with those.
I won't interfere with anything I don't know what is.
Oh, you did? Yeah, they're in the ship. Oh, what are these pickles for? Fuck, I forgot to tell you about those. Oh, shit.
And it's Kani now.
Yeah, told you, Kanye. Or
Right.
Yeezy, if you prefer.
Easy.
Right. Kani.
No news.
Is that right, Zardoz?
Yep, Kanye sounds about right.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
I love having an elevator car to myself, forcing them to go down a separate one.
I was with you.
Nope, because you gotta roll for news.
Well, so we individually have to go on the elevators.
Yeah, someone's
No,
put
you
this
can
new
just go
sign
share.
up, one person only.
You can share one, I'm taking a separate one.
This time you guys will be going down instead of up.
Going
Oh, right.